Hey guys, it's Vanessa. Sorry that I'm not wearing any makeup. I apologize, but I'm here to do a haul and review for you today on a brush tree. I'm putting it together. Brush tree that I got from Bejabelle. This brush tree, I was approached to do a review on this because I am dear friends with the co-creator, YouTube friends that is. And when I first saw this, I was like crazy excited about it because I was like, oh my God, no one has invented this before. Like, this needs to be, you know, out in the market ASAP. So basically what this is this cool little tree stand that you use when you are drying your makeup brushes. Now, anyone who has seen a YouTube video on washing makeup brushes, you know that the instructions are always the same. Use a mild, gentle soap, rub it in your hands, run it through the water until it runs clear, gently squeeze the excess, hang or lay flat to dry, right? Why do they tell you to lay the brush flat? Is because you're trying to avoid water going back into the handle and the ferrule, which would over time loosen the glue and rot the wood. Now, with this amazing brush tree, you just simply stick your wet brush in there and it just hangs out literally upside down and dries. How awesome is that? So this is the ideal position that you want your brush in for drying because all the water is being pulled away from the danger zones, leaving your brush in safety. So when I saw this, I was like, OMG, I need that ASAP. And it comes in 3 colors. It comes in black, white, or pink. I got the black one because when I think about cosmetics, I always think about black, kind of, I guess, the whole MAC NARS thing. I will say my number one pro is that it comes in different colors for people's, you know, lifestyles, makeup room setups. My number one con, and it's not like my number one con, it's just con number one that I'm listing, is that the matte, or that it's not a matte black, only because it gets a lot of fingerprints, and as messy and careless as I am, I'm weirdly OCD about that. I don't know why, but that's the only thing. I mean, it's not that big a deal. Like, now I don't care as much. I think the first day I was just like all day, and now I'm like, who cares really? But other than that, aesthetically, I do really like that. First of all, I like that it can hold quite a bit of brushes. You can hold 14 brushes in here at a time. And I think that's the perfect amount to do like low or small batches of brush cleaning if you have a larger collection. Or I think if you have a small collection, people normally have about, I would say 6 to 14 brushes when they're starting out. So I think it's a great size. Another thing about this is that it holds, this is like a pretty thick handle. Here, I'll do. We all know these are like the most thick and annoying handles ever. You can see it holds them both no problem. Or let's get a really thin handle. This is the thinnest handle I have around now. It will hold thin brushes as well. So the thin brushes, they kind of go a little haywire on you, but they still stay in place and they don't move really. And something that I noticed with the thinner brushes is that you can even get 2 in there. So you can kind of, you know, more capacity. So that is just something to note. So once your brushes are here and then, you know, they've dried overnight, when you go to take them out, you can just pull it right from the top. And since this is a really soft silicone teeth, it's not going to affect the bristles. So it's perfectly fine. And it just comes out perfect, dry, and safe. So I think it's a great thing. I don't know if I mentioned they're $25 each. And like I said, they come in 3 different colors. When you first get it, it comes dismantled, which I will show you what that looks like. Super easy to put together and take apart, by the way. So it'll come in these 3 pieces. You get 2 pieces that make the base and then the big head that goes with it. So you take the 2 base pieces, you slip them on together, and then one of them kind of has these 2 extra teeth. You put your base on your table and then you slide those into the slot on the top. Make sure it's securely in there, and then you flip it over. Ta-da, you got a brush tree. So the pro and the con about this one. Major pro is that it comes apart for easy, super easy storage. I just slip mine right into my DVD rack that holds my palettes. I have an extra one. So this is like the DVD rack that holds my palettes, and I just kind of slip them in there kind of like a file, and I pull them out like a bookshelf. So I just keep it right in there. I pull it apart, and then I'll keep the base in there, and then the head and it fits perfect. It's not in the way. I don't even think about it until I have to go wash my brushes, which I think is awesome because especially when you have a ridiculous hoarder amounts of makeup like me, space is always an issue. Now, if you have a smaller collection of brushes and you have more counter space, super pro that I think is cool about this is that it can double as just a way to display your brushes. So if you don't have, if you have about 14 or less brushes and you want to kind of showcase them and you don't have, too much stuff going on the top of your vanity, you can put all your brushes that you use every day. So even if you have a bigger collection, you can put like your daily brushes in here. The smaller ones don't stay up as cute, but if you have more patience to play with it, like I don't. But yeah, you can see like all your brushes can sit up on your counter, easy to display. You can see which ones you want to use. You can easily use them and it's super cool, not a problem. So I think it's cool for that because it kind of serves a double duty. And since they do come in, 3 different colors, it won't disrupt any kind of decor you have going on. So I really like that about that. Let's see, what else can I say? Another thing that I like about it is that the silicone teeth, and let me take it apart. To take it apart, you just simply detach these 2 things and you could take those apart later. But the silicone teeth to me is a definite pro. They're super gentle, but they're super sturdy. They really like, when your brush is in there, it's like, it's not, falling. And you're not going to be shaking it, obviously, but it never falls or slips. My brush, I put it in there and it stays there. But the teeth are gentle enough that I can pull it through the bristle side and it doesn't affect the bristles at all either. As far as the drying, it didn't, for me personally, speed up the drying time. I live in a basement apartment. I don't know if like, the climate and the humidity in the air because I'm in a basement is any different for other people, but for me, it didn't necessarily dry it that much faster. I will say that some of the brushes did dry faster in the sense that I always wait, one overnight. Like I'll wash it at like, late at night and then I leave it overnight to dry and use it the next day. But sometimes like with the bigger brushes, I'll have to leave it a little bit longer. And these like overnight were fine. So you do get definitely more air circulation when, the brush is being like this instead of being flat on one side. So there's that. There was, no major like, oh my God, it dried my brush so fast, like you need to get this. So drying time, I wouldn't say there's any like plus or minus there, but I would say just knowing that my brushes are being dried in like the safest, for lack of a better word, like a word that sounds less severe, but the safest position that makes the most sense to keep my brushes that I spend a lot of money on in good shape makes me super to the moon. And it's like the first time in a long time that I'm like excited to wash my brushes. And I really like that. It, like I said, it only holds 14 brushes. So the con of that is that I have like 100 brushes and I have a tendency to wait till they're all dirty to dry them. So it's a little unfortunate because obviously unless I have like a bunch of these, I can't dry more than the 14 or so at a time. However, I think the con turned plus of that is that I feel like I wash my brushes more often. Like my personally used brushes that I use like throughout the week, I kind of just collect the dirty ones in here and separate them from my clean ones. And normally what I would do is just wait for this to like crazy overflow. Maybe I'd spot clean to get by one more week. But now I find myself like, since I've gotten this for the past 2 weeks, like every Friday, I have taken this small dose, which normally amounts to about 14 brushes or so. And I will be washing them right away. So I feel like it does force me to be a little more hygienic with the times that I wash my brush, and I don't have to wait for every single brush that I own to be dirty to get my butt to the sink. So that's really cool. I think this is great if you do a lot of weddings, if you're a makeup artist that's very busy. I think this is really cool because if you do like smaller gigs, you can dry, those brushes overnight while you go work and then come back and get those. So I think if you're someone who's constantly washing your brushes, this is pretty cool. And that's about it. I'm trying to think if there's any more pro cons. It comes mailed to you like this. I don't know if I already said that, but just in a big flat envelope, dismantled. So it's the 2 pieces come together. And then this comes, and then all of this is bubble wrapped and then put in here. So it was safe. I had no cracks, no problems. So that's fine. I think this is not a pro nor a con, but just a point. You guys know I love when things are like branded and, you know, marketing materials, but I would say that this is like a no frills. You're getting what you paid for, literally just what you paid for, not in a negative way. You're not really getting anything else. I think over time, that's something that comes with over time. This is a brand new product, brand new company. So it's not like they, you know, they got it all happening right now. But I think that over time, something that would be great to come with this is some like branded materials. Maybe like, you know, even though most people know about it, some people don't, but just kind of like a little guide on washing brushes maybe. The putting it together is super simple. However, if you didn't go to their, well, if you went to their website, you would have seen the video, but if you didn't watch the video, you might be confused on how to put this together. I don't think it's that confusing. It seems pretty self-explanatory, but even so, maybe like a little something telling it. You should always assume that people don't know what's happening, right? So, you know, a video explaining how to put it together, a story piece on like why it came together. I just like those types of things. And I think it's because of the field that I work in. I'm very obsessed with like branded pieces and like collateral and that sort of thing. But otherwise, I am like super happy that one of my favorite YouTubers created such an awesome and instant favorite product. So I definitely recommend that you guys pick this up. The link, of course, will be below on where you can get it. You can watch their little instructional video on it, and you can order one if you'd like. Like I said, they come in black, white, or pink. I definitely recommend it, and you should definitely go run out and get your little brush trees and let me know how you guys like them. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.